Michigan is a state of many different weather types. And in about a 7-day period, we're going to have it all. We're going to have snow that just fell. It's over now, or wrapping up as we speak. But in the future, we have ice on the way, as well as rain, and yes, maybe even thunderstorms. We're going to break down the entire potential here on today's video. But before I dive in, I want to do a very quick analysis of the snowfall event of the past couple of days and compare it to our forecast. We did a lot of this last year when we first started our page. We're getting away from it on Facebook, but we are going to do it more so on YouTube. Just because the audience is smaller, and also I think it's easier to understand in a video form versus a text form. So looking at the analysis map, this is a map that the National Weather Service provides that kind of gives you an idea of where the heaviest snowfall amounts fell. So I want to start in the UP very quickly here. We're not going to go too in depth, but two corridors here of really major snowfall here in the western UP, and also up here by Munising down to Gaylord. I want to contrast that to our forecast. We nailed that pretty well in terms of our purple zones, 12 to 24 inches. That seemed to verify quite well. But also the 8 to 12 zones here across from Newberry over towards Sault Ste. Marie, not quite reaching over there that far, but it was up there in the northeastern part of the UP, as well as over here in northwestern lower. Going back to this map here, I do think we nailed that pretty well with as much as 8 to 12 inches falling across that area. And then also we pretty much nailed this from Traverse City down here toward Ludington. We had 8 inches or so locally higher amounts that did fall within that corridor. And the further east you go, the more it dropped off. And we had the exact same thing here. I think that verified quite nicely. And then down here by Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek areas, we did have, I think, a really good placement on our cutoff of the 4 to 8. We saw 6 or so inches, 8 in spots across the area. This forecast was probably our best forecast of the year. And then also I want to highlight, we did have an extension over here toward Lansing, Farmington Hills, Ann Arbor areas. We also handled that very, very nicely here with that extension of the lighter blue zone of 2 to 4 that covered 2 to 4 inches of snow that fell very, very nicely. If there's any area that did not verify, I'm going to say probably further south here in Berrien County along the lakeshore, perhaps over here toward Cass and St. Joseph. We have 2 to 3 inches that fell here, but our forecast was in the 2 to 4 down there. So I can say, yeah, I think it did. Perhaps the very far western part of Berrien County didn't really verify, but again, that's kind of nitpicking in terms of meteorology here because we did have a trace to 2 zone already cut out there, just didn't get it far enough to the east. Over here in East Michigan, trace to 2 in the gray. I think that verified quite nicely. Up here in the thumb did not verify as we thought. We put a 2 to 4 there, and we kind of mentioned that we could go either way. Either could get, some models showing 6 inches, other models showing nothing at all. We got a good middle ground of about a dusting up there. According to the analysis page, I got 1, maybe 2 inches in spots up there in Huron County. So that really didn't verify that much. But again, when it comes to meteorology speaking, this is kind of nitpicking. A difference of 1 to 2 inches is not that significant in terms of precipitation. So I think a very good forecast from us here. I wanted to kind of highlight that as well. We did a lot last year. I think we're going to do it again here on YouTube, primarily for 2024-2025 season. But you're probably here for the future. Let's go ahead and talk about the future. We have ice, rain, and perhaps thunderstorms on their way to Michigan. Let's go ahead and dive down. So today's Friday, December 13th. We're going to be drier. We could have some snow showers out there, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's going to be a drier Saturday as well. So we're going to watching a system that's going to track and develop out here to our west across portions of Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. It's going to swing a low pressure system up our way, and that's going to go ahead and give us some precipitation chances. So go ahead and put this full screen. Yes, I see your guys' comments about the screen not being big enough. This is as big as we can get it here. So if you guys still can't see it, I apologize. This is as big as we can get it. As we continue into the future here, this is Saturday morning. We see some freezing rain up there by Iowa. This is going to bring in to Michigan Saturday night into early Sunday. This is Saturday night at 9 p.m. We're seeing rain and we're going to say freezing rain mix here push into Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids areas. It's going to move northeastward through the evening, so late evening Saturday into early Sunday. That is going to bring us some freezing precipitation potential for most of lower Michigan. We also see it down here by Adrian, up here by Grand Rapids, up here by Mount Pleasant is starting as well. And then that's going to change over to rain the later we get toward the morning hours, and then that's where the model ends. It's not going to be a very impactful ice event, but I will say I do think we're going to have up to 1/10 of an inch possible here. Looking at the latest model run from the NAM 3 going out 60 hours, we're going to look at the freezing rain accumulation here. This is what it's going to show us here. We have places here right around a tenth of an inch of ice around the state. And that seems to be the case. I think it's going to be mostly below that. But I will say, even a half tenth, so 0.05, will slick up roadways for a good chunk of your morning period from Saturday night into Sunday morning. The good news, though, is it shouldn't be lasting long. It shouldn't be impactful. It will be impactful, yes, but what I'm trying to say here is it's going to happen at a time frame where most people are off the road. So it shouldn't be as impactful as if it came through, say, during rush hour, if that makes sense. So after that, though, on the south side of this, we could see some heavier rain showers across the 94 corridor from Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo over to Jackson, Detroit, Ann Arbor areas. Don't be shocked if we have some heavy rain and perhaps localized flooding as well on the west side, where snow could be blocking drainage areas. So keep that in mind as well. So past Saturday into early Sunday, we're going to say bye-bye to our precipitation Sunday night. Attention then turns to the next system coming in for Monday. Yes, another system for Monday. GFS model here showing us the exact same system on a global model here. We had the precipitation on the south being rain, on the north being a frozen or perhaps snow. That's going to move through. Sunday night becomes clear, and then attention shifts to our next system come Monday afternoon. And this one could be a little bit more impactful in terms of heavy rain and also the chance for some thunderstorms. The reason I say that is because if we switch over here, I'm not sure this model had it or the European, but we're going to look at something called most unstable instability or most unstable cape. We're going to see just a tiny bit associated with this system here, a few hundred joules to be exact. So not overly a lot of instability, but it will be enough to support the chance of some thunderstorms here, I think, here at least in south central Michigan. But in terms of precipitation as well, all rain, no ice, no snow with this, and it could be heavy at times. We could see some localized flooding again with areas that may have snow that are blocking the drains. I'm trying to figure out if I can pull up a 24-hour precipitation accumulation. I'm going to do it on this one instead. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try and pull up the rainfall amounts here for you. There we go. This is what we're looking at here. This is your first system. Could get about a half inch of rain down there by the Ohio border for the Saturday night, Sunday system. That moves out. And then Monday system, there's your heavier rain sticking to the south here primarily. But notice we still get about a half inch or more, up to an inch of rain here across a good chunk of lower Michigan. So back-to-back good rainfalls here. It's going to help our drought conditions significantly. So overall, active pattern continues. We're going to have more on these systems tomorrow as well. So kind of recapping, if you guys couldn't follow me there, Saturday night, Sunday, frozen precip, freezing rain possible. No major impacts, but slick roadways are definitely, I'm not going to say definitely, but I'm going to say likely a probability as we move into your early Sunday morning. That's going to change back over to rain, move out Sunday afternoon, and then our system ushers in Monday afternoon with mostly rain with thunderstorms and perhaps rain potential. And no, I do not think this will be a severe thunderstorm threat for Monday. I don't think we have enough instability to support that. With that being said, we are turning attention again to the future. Multiple systems upcoming past this time frame, including around the Christmas time, whether it's going to be rain or snow. We'll track it. It's too far out to say for now, but active pattern continues and looks to continue into our January period. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Before I pop out of here, shout out to our sponsor of the video. A new one today. We got Lifestyle Exteriors. 989-854-3055. They are roofing, siding, as well as window and gutter and more needs across all of Michigan. They are based out of Traverse City as well as our Lansing areas. Feel free to give them a call. And thank you to Lifestyle Exteriors for sponsoring our video today. With that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow on another video here on Michigan Storm Chasers YouTube channel.